Good morning, stars. It's your boy Lava Tyrant, and welcome back to my channel. I may not look it, but I'm in fact a Cookie Run Kingdom fan. That's right, not many people immediately know this, but I'm a huge fan of CRK, and have recently started playing it again. If you don't know what CRK is, it's a spin-off of a classic Flash game turned franchise, Cookie Run. In this one though, you don't just run as cookies, you also make a kingdom with them, mine with them, travel the world with them, and of course, fight biblical abominations with them. Totally normal. CRK has a really amazing art direction and some really cool character designs, and so I had the genius idea of utilizing both to turn some cookies from the game into, you guessed it, Pokémon. But I didn't want to make it so simple. I wanted to make them Ultra Beasts, as it's a group of mons I have struggled with before. Add to the fact that CRK has its own powerful beasts, and the fact that friend of the channel, the Sterninator, is currently hosting an Ultra Beast challenge called UB-CEMBER, I guess one can say things just lined up. And so, without any further ado, join me as we explore Ultra Beast YEAST. It's only fair that I go in release order for the beasts, which means we start with Mystic Flower Cookie, which funnily enough is the one I designed last and had the most trouble with. I also wanted to use this video to officially stop drawing my pop culture fakemon as just Pokefied characters and to start treating them as their own mons. And so while normally I would have gone with a spider for MFC, I instead went with two main beasts, the Killin and the Chinese Dragon. Why? Well, it's because MFC is heavily inspired by Guan Yin, a bodhisattva often associated with these mythical creatures. I did keep a very slight nod to spiders though, by giving it 4 limbs, 2 silk tassels, and 2 of these black cloud leg things to total to 8 appendages, which may be a stretch, but I was kinda throwing stuff at the wall anyway. Miss Tyrannus, aka UB-Apathy. This Ultra Beast shows signs of being a corrupted version of another creature. It is known to wield the power to turn other creatures to ash. It is seemingly too apathetic to utilize it. The shiny here, as will be the case for the others, takes heavy inspiration from the ancient cookie counterparts of each beast, in this case, Dark Cacao Cookie. I will admit this one has a weaker inspiration, but even still, the design ended up coming out really well, and I'm quite happy with it. But following Apathy, we must go on to destruction. Through none other than Burning Spice Cookie. The fun thing about BSC is that he is heavily based on Shiva, and as a born Hindu, I am very knowledgeable about him. So much in fact that this is the 5th Shiva Fakemon I have made in recent memory. I of course wanted to focus on a part of Shiva I haven't utilized yet that went well with BSC, that being the snake coiled around his neck. I actually immediately had the idea of using a snake's hood to mimic BSC's muscular physique, and soon after had another great idea of implementing Ouroboros iconography, another serpentine beast signifying the end and renewal. And so, I present to you Ouroboros, aka UB-Destroy. This Ultra Beast shows signs of being a corrupted version of another creature. It is a chaotic beast that has been documented to crave nothing but destruction. It finds enjoyment in burning forests and valleys and swallowing landmarks whole. Ouroboros' shiny takes inspiration from her Radiance Queen Golden Cheese Cookie. I'm aware that Ultra Beasts are meant to represent invasive species for the most part, but I use that as a loose rule set for my beasts so that I could go more wild with it. Although, I suppose some snakes are known to be invasive. Before we continue, I would like to take a quick second to talk about the 12 Days of Ultimus live event, which will be hosted from 25th onwards as back-to-back live streams daily. And it all leads up to the VA Royale live fandub for Pokemon Legends Z to A, which you can join. For even more information, join the Morning Stars Discord, link will be in the description. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and also do that cool hype thing that I don't know if you can do yet, but if you can, do it, and let's now continue. Up next came the turn to tackle arguably the poster child of the beasts in CRK, the one and only Shadow Milk Cookie. Fun fact, I have every single beast cookie in CRK, and I pulled SMC from a single gacha pull on the base cookie gacha. Pretty cool, am I right? Anyways, for SMC I took inspiration from peacocks, as visually the iconography matched up well. Peacocks also have a great mythical significance in both Hindu and Greek culture, which is why it's fitting this beast would want to mimic something like that. Oh yeah, did I say this is a peacock? No, it's an anglerfish. Come on, what more did you expect from the Beast of Deceit? Anglor, aka UB-Deceit. This Ultra Beast shows signs of being a corrupted version of another creature. This beast has the ability to influence false ideals and deceit into the mind of its victims, often leading them to madness from the inability to comprehend it all. The shiny once again takes inspiration from his counterpart, Pure Vanilla Cookie, though in practice it doesn't really end up giving any of PVC's vibes due to the lack of white, but we will ignore that. This is the first UB I made for this video, and not gonna lie, it's still one of my favorites. The biblical nature of the design is something I really want out of Ultra Beasts if we ever get more in the future. Heck, if this didn't convince you of that, the next one definitely will. Cause up next is Eternal Eternal Sugar Cookie. And yes, I went fully Biblical Angel. Now that's not all I did, because this is also based on clam, specifically the Corculum cardice, which looks like a heart. This is because the clam or seashell or whatever is a major symbol for Aphrodite, who was a huge inspiration for the simp of a cookie, who I also pulled in a random single gotcha pull. Twice. Anyway, here the golden apple also takes the place of the pearl, and I also noticed how the corculums look like wings, so I used that and ran with it. Cardisiac, aka UB Sloth. This Ultra Beast shows signs of being a corrupted version of another creature. This beast has the ability to ensnare its targets with a sudden sensation of sloth. It hails from a dimension where it keeps its prey in its own garden. Once again, same shiny scheme, now with Hollyberry Cookie. This is probably the least Pokemon thing I've drawn for a Pokemon video, by the way. Not only is the design one Pokemon would likely never make, but it also has a name that Game Freak is too scared to use. If you know, you know. Regardless, we are now left with our last and certainly not least beast. That, of course, being Silent Salt Cookie. For SSC though, I had something special in mind. You see, I've always wanted to expand on two very loreless legendaries, Glastrier and Spectrier, and I have always wanted to add them into a quartet of Ultra Beasts representing the Four Horsemen, and given SSC is correlated to both death and horses, it seemed fair to make the Salt of Solidarity the Horse of Death. And so I present to you Neuratrier, aka UB Death. Neuratrier shows similarities to the steed of Calyrex, Spectrier. Its recent sightings harken concern, as local legend speaks of it being a bringer of death. Data expunged. The shiny here is inspired by the corrupted form of SSC, and now it only leaves one more horse to round out the four horses. Also yes, that Dex does indeed canonize that Calyrex's steed is Spectrier, as Calyrex is the Lord of Bountiful Harvests, which he can only become by overpowering Spectrier, the Horse of Famine. But what about Glastrier then? Well, it is recorded in the history of Galar, but is currently wielded by the Horseman of Conquest, Cal. Oh yeah, it's all coming together, huge lore drop, all leading in to the final horse, who I will save for a future video. However, that's gonna be it for this one. If you enjoyed and haven't already, like and subscribe and do all that other cool stuff. Also, while these UBs are canon to Sansamar 2, they are also of course gonna double as entries for Stern's YEAST, which is all about making new Ultra Beasts that have been spotted recently in Costaways. And well, let's just say, for these beasts, Porico needed some external assistance from the Ether Exploration Acro division. I will link his channel in the description alongside, of course, playlists to my two regions of Sansamar and Mahaguri, and my work-in-progress graphic novel, Project IXC. With that said, I'll catch you guys next time. Till then, peace.